Hi everyone, I'm Manolia. Today I'll mention about diagramming. Firstly, diagramming is a fast and simple method for analyzing relatively brief arguments by depicting the relationships between the premises and conclusion visually. There are some steps we use when analyzing arguments. These steps help us understand and diagram more easily. Let's look at these steps. First step, find and highlight premises and conclusions indicators. For example, we can say thus, because, so. These are some indicators. And second step, give number for each argument. Third step, place the premises above the conclusion. And fourth, remove irrelevant premises. And last one, create a flowchart using arrows to indicate the relationships of argumentative support. And let's apply these items through examples. Let's apply these items through examples. I'll give some example and I'll show you these steps on the examples. First example, firstly, we need to remember these steps. First step, find and highlight premises and conclusions indicator, because is an indicator, and then give number for each argument. First argument, the death penalty should be abolished. This is first argument. It's racially discriminatory. This is second argument. There is no evidence that it's a more effective deterrent than life imprisonment. Third, innocent people may be executed by mistake, and this is last argument. And four, and after giving number, place the premises above the conclusion. What is our conclusion argument? Conclusion is this. Before doing this, look at any irrelevant premises in this sentence. In this paragraph, there is no any irrelevant premises. Each of three premises provides a separate reason for accepting the conclusion. We can represent this independent support by deriving errors from each premises to conclusion, because there are independent sentence. So we need to show this separately. Some arguments, the premises work cooperatively rather than independently to support the argument's conclusion. Linked support is a type of argumentative support in which two or more premises work together to support a conclusion. If any of the linked premises are removed, the support for the conclusion is weakened or destroyed. We symbolize the relationships of linked support by underlying the linked premises and putting a plus sign the premises between the premises. I'll give an example and I'll explain on it. In this paragraph, firstly we need to find indicator, therefore, and after and then give number for each statement. Our first statement is premises is all men are mortal, and second one Socrates is a man, and last one therefore Socrates is mortal. Conclusion is Socrates is mortal. As I said before, if any of them linked premises are removed, the support for the conclusion is weakened or destroyed. For example, when we remove this premise, all men are mortal, Socrates is mortal. We need to extra information because we don't know Socrates is a man. So we cannot think these premises separately. And therefore, we need to show like that. First and second premises linked, and these are cooperatively support the conclusion that Socrates is mortal. And now, how to decide whether premises are linked or independent? The way to understand whether premises are dependent or independent is this. If there is a deterioration and weakening in the meaning, when one of the premises is removed, these premises are dependent, or we can say that linked. However, they otherwise they are independent. Let's look at example, so we can understand easily. In this paragraph, as you can see, there is no any indicator, and the other step is give number. For each statement, I wrote consciously these statements separately, so you can understand easily our premises. First premises, fetuses are not persons. Second one, fetuses are not rational agents. Third one, fetuses are not social beings. And last one, abortion is permissible. We learned that if there is a deterioration, this premises is dependent. Let's try it. For example, we remove third premise. Fetuses are not person. Fetuses are not rational agent. Abortion is permissible. when we remove this premise, there is no any mistake in the meaning. So we can say that these premises are independent, and independent premises is diagrammed like that. Our conclusion is abortion is permissible, and other premises support this conclusion, but they support separately. So like that. And the other example, I'm sorry. Firstly, find indicator, so, and give number. First statement is if Amy runs marathons, she probably very fit. And second one, Amy runs marathon. And last one is this, Amy probably is very fit. Let's try this trick. When we removed one of these premises, if there is a deterioration, these premises are dependent. Let's try. I'll remove first premise and read Amy runs marathon, so Amy probably is very fit. As you can see, there is a deterioration because if you give these premises, we cannot know Amy very fit. So we can show that these diagramming types like that. First and second premises linked, and these premises cooperatively support the conclusion. That's 3. And now here is there's an example, and it's more complicated the other ones. Let's remember our steps. Firstly, find premises. As a result of, in light of this, and since are indicators, and then give number. I already done this. First premise, without a tax increase, there will be a runaway inflation. Second one, Congress refused to raise taxes. Third one, as a result, it looks like there will be runaway inflation. Fourth one, in light of this, you should borrow money now. Fifth one, since this is always a good idea when inflation is looming. We need to read carefully because before starting diagramming, we need to find the conclusion. The conclusion is this paragraph, fourth one. You should borrow money now. And then without a tax increase, there will be runaway inflation, and Congress refuses to raise taxes. As a result, it looks like there will be runaway inflation. As a result, it's a clue. First and second statement premises work cooperatively and work together and support the third one. So these statements, these premises are linked. And these are support the third one. Let's go on reading. As a result, it looks like there will be runaway inflation, since this is always a good idea when inflation is looming. As you can see, there will be runaway inflation, and when inflation is looming, always a good idea. These statements, these premises are also linked. When we remove one of them, will be a deterioration. So third and fifth premise is also linked and support the conclusion. There are some tips on how to diagram arguments. First one, find the main conclusion. This will help you to understand the overall structure of the argument and how to premises support the conclusion. Pay attention to premise and conclusion indicators. These words and phrases can signal the start of a new premise or conclusion. Remember that sentences containing the word "and" often contain two or more separate statements. Be sure to diagram these statements separately. Treat statements such as if then, discontinue, either or as a single statements. These statements assert a single complete, so they should be diagrammed as a single unit. Don't number irrelevant statements. Irrelevant statements are not necessary to support the conclusion, so they should be omitted from the diagram. Don't diagram redundant statements. These statements repeat what has already been said, so they should also be omitted from the diagram. Paraphrasing, the purpose of an argument summary is to clarify an argument structures by restating its main points as briefly, clearly, and accurately as possible, because many arguments are expressed in ways that are needlessly wordy, complex, or obscure. It's often necessary to restate them in ways that are simpler and easier to understand. So, a good paraphrase needs to be accurate, clear, concise, and charitable. Firstly, clarity. Accurate. The most important quality of a good paraphrase is that this means that paraphrase must convey the same meaning. The original passage. To ensure that accuracy of your paraphrase, be sure to check your work carefully and make sure that you have captured all the essential information from the original passage. Clear. A good paraphrase needs to be clear. Clarity. A good paraphrase should be clear because this means that it should be easy to understand. And free of ambiguity. To improve the clarity of your paraphrase, avoid using complex sentence structures and jargons. Instead, use simple language and direct sentence. Consciousness. A good paraphrase should be also conscious. This means that it should be as short as possible without sacrificing accuracy or clarity. To improve the consciousness of your paraphrase, identify the main points of original passage and focus on restating these points in your own words. We can say restating own words accurately and clarity. Charitability. A good paraphrase should be also charitable. This means that it should be fair to the original author and accurately represent their views. To ensure the charitability of your paraphrase, avoid injecting your own opinions or biases into the paraphrase. Just focus on conveying the author's meaning in a natural and objective way. Summarizing longer arguments. The method introduced for summarizing longer arguments is called standardization, which involves restating an argument in standard logical form. An argument is considered to be in standard logical form when each step is sequentially numbered, premises are presented above the conclusions they support, and provided for each conclusion. There are steps while standardizing an argument. first identify the main conclusion. Second one, paraphrase the conclusion and premises in your own words. Third one, omit any unnecessary material. And then number the steps in the argument, and stack them in correct logical order. Fill in any key missing premises or conclusions. And last one, parenthetical justification. For each conclusion in the argument. For example,